Good morning. It is for I didn't update anything. I knew I did something wrong, and all this stuff is happening. Don't mind me. Um, I didn't update. Hold on a second. And now I've got stuff repeating all over the place. So all the dates are wrong. We're gonna do this in real time, I suppose. I didn't update any of the Chiron, so ignore all that while we fix it in real time. And while we do that, I'll explain to you what's going on because that's what we do. Uh, My apologies. Thursday, June 11th. I was sitting here. I'm like, I think everything's done. And then I looked at it as everything was firing up, and I'm like, no, everything's not done. So see, I got to click a few buttons, but bear with me. This is going to be fun. We're going to do it together in real time. I know you're very excited about this. Thursday, June 11th, we are 90 days out from September 9th. 90 days out from September 9th. And today on the calendar, as it were, because it's Thursday, a whole bunch of stuff going on. You've got the Breakthrough Club if you want to be in the room at 9 o'clock. Zoom room, of course, kwbreakthroughclub.com, or you can click the link right in the morning news. And that's where we're going to do our lead gen. And I know today's a day that a lot of people, for sure, a lot of people are going to be heading to the beach or they're out by the pool, or you're doing something outside because you're going to enjoy the heat and the humidity. Ugh. Anywho, if that's what you're doing, cool. If you're going to have a day, go have a day. If you're looking to stay cool and you want to talk to your people and you're going to be inside, not that you couldn't do the Zoom thing outside too, you could do it anywhere you want to. Lead gen, this is the exciting part. Take this down, write this down, because it'll be on the quiz later. You can do lead generation anywhere. If you think about it, I remember way back in the day, our dear friend, I'm updating the Chiron as we speak. I'm going to have it say Tech Thursday. You can tell how slowly I type too, which I know you're enjoying. With KT Temple. And then I'm going to hit reset after I fix that E. There we go. Let's hit save. Now it's not centered, so I got to go up and center it. Isn't this fun doing this together? Are you enjoying this? All right, now that's centered. We're almost there. I'll fix the date later. All right, so it was the Mark Richard, bold coach for our fearless market center. And this is going back to before COVID. And he just made the obvious but very ignored point that, we tend to catastrophize one of the most challenging parts of our job. And yes, this real estate thing is a career, but the jobby job part of it is really doing that lead generation part. So he just made the point. He's like, you can get in your car, you could drive out to the beach. You could sit with the water in the background. I mean, nobody's going to be offended that you're calling to check on them while you're staring at the Atlantic Ocean or the lake or whatever you're doing. It'll put you in a good mood. It'll completely probably change the trajectory of your conversation with your people. And it makes it more enjoyable for you. As long as you're communicating with enough people, are you having enough conversations to find the person that you were supposed to find today, right? Michael Mayer, 7 levels of communication. Today, somewhere in my city, someone's looking for help, and it's my job to find them. And we have that space at 9 o'clock, KW Breakthrough Club, so you can find them. That's what that's all about. Also at 9 o'clock, we've got orientation in person only here in Portsmouth. You'll notice it doesn't say new agent orientation. It's just orientation. If you've been with us for a while and you're like, you know what, I should probably pop in and see what's going on. There's probably some stuff that's at the company that I'm not aware of because I wasn't paying attention, because you're not going to catch everything as we add stuff and maybe improve stuff. So if you're in town and you've got a day to yourself, you can come in. It's a full afternoon of learning, or day, from 9 until probably about 3:30, 4 o'clock. We're going to go through all the departments. You meet most of the staff, and then you spend the afternoon with the Jason Westcott going over a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to contracts. So that's orientation. That's today at 9 o'clock here in person in Portsmouth. Lunch is happening for that. Above and beyond that, it goes through about 3 to 4 o'clock, give or take 5 to 15 minutes. There, I said it. Now we get into it. Now KT Temple, as I finally changed the date. I got to actually still change the actual date. But KT Temple, the opportunity we have to learn from him on a regular basis is pretty fantastic. If we're paying attention, if we're understanding that there are market centers that don't have tech trainers. We happen to have one of the best tech trainers in the company, and that's displayed by the fact that he actually has gone to work and is now currently working physically out of Austin at Southwest Market Center #1. And he retained his relationship with us. So we have access to him. You can book his face. If you go into the morning news, you can skate down on the right-hand side and book his face and have your own personal one-on-one. Above and beyond that, on Thursdays, starting at 3 o'clock, every Thursday from 3 to 5:30 is the block. Now at 3 o'clock, what's happening? Tech onboarding. He does contacts, websites, and apps. That's onboarding 101. Tech onboarding 102 is smart plans. That starts at 3:30. Tech onboarding 103 at 4 o'clock is opportunities. And then at 4:30, this is the one everybody's really focused on. At 4:30 to 5:30, this is a 60-minute unit. He does tech onboarding 104. This is Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf is going to be replacing, for a lot of people that are using DocuSign. DocuSign is going to sunset on July 14th. So just about a month from now, Lone Wolf will be out of the picture, and we'll have people that will continue to use Dotloop, I suppose. And if you're a Dotloop lover, you're going to see that Lone Wolf makes sense. So there's an opportunity to learn more about that today. So it's a full day. And then 5 o'clock today, business after hours here at KWCLM Portsmouth. And that's in person only. So there's the event for today. Thursdays, I know, are not always perfect for everybody. That's why he teaches these things every Thursday. He would also encourage you, and I would echo it because I'm going to pay attention to what my tech trainer tells me to do. KT said, listen, for somebody to come in, and I know a lot of you are going to ignore this, said with love, are going to come in and they'll be like, hey, I'm just going to do 3 to 5:30. Now, the challenge with doing 3 to 5:30, doing all 4 units back to back to back to back is taking in all the data and then implementing all the data might be challenging. So that's why he's going to teach all 4 of them every Thursday, outside of holidays and if he's traveling, all that kind of stuff. But every Thursday, you're going to see those 4 units back to back to back. He would encourage you to go one by one. Let it marinate. Work on that for the week. Then go to 102, then 103, 104. But if you're jumping in today for all the things, that's fine. The one that you should spend the most time with and make sure you understand, of course, is, 101 is important, understanding your database. But as we make this change, 104 Lone Wolf is really important to sink your teeth into, I would argue, for sure. I got to find this one last thing here so I can update this one last thing. So at least historically for the Smithsonian, it will be right because I did not fix the Chiron. It's June 11th, is it not? It's almost finished. Now it is. Now everything on the Chiron is correct. I was talking to somebody in a different industry the other day, and they work in a sales environment. They work in a sales environment in which everyone at their company is also an employee. And that presents its own unique challenges because you can still have people that will underperform the challenges. Now you have to make a more difficult decision. Now it weighs upon the ownership of that company to decide if they should be in business with them. Now, in our industry, at most real estate companies, you're an independent contractor. So your decision is, should you be in business with yourself and furthermore us? Taking that ownership piece and understanding that you're in charge of you. And even if you're on a team, you're in charge of you. I think our best teams, and pay attention to this, our best teams are loaded with agents who go and they hunt and kill every day and they drag the opportunity back to the cave, and then everyone on their team sits around the fire every night and they eat. And everyone has more than they need. Reserves, if you will. So keeping that solo artist mentality that you need to hunt, you need to kill, you need to make sure that you're doing for you what you need to do for the betterment of yourself and the future of your business, albeit as part of this team. Don't let that get lost. We talked about we're 90 days out from September 9th. We're on the other side of Labor Day. And by the time we get to the end of September, that fearful date of October 1st, most of you know you're then working on activities that will become opportunities in 2027. So this stretch run, when we get back from the 4th of July, after we do the halftime business planning clinic on Thursday, June 25th here in Portsmouth, that's your reminder, whether you attend that class or not, that's your reminder on the other side of that weekend as we go into the 4th of July. You're now Q4. You're doing July, August, and September, and you're going to have those opportunities, God willing, finish up Q4, finish up your year. So Q3 is your last active quarter to complete your last productive quarter of Q4. And then everything after October 1st is probably going to land on the other side of 27. And I appreciate if you feel like, well, I'm not worried about January 1st to December 31st, Timmy. I'm more concerned about my cap year. I get it. I want you as a business person to be aware of both. Actually, I want you as a business person to be less aware of your cap year. Your cap year is going to happen every year. You are going to get to a point where you cap every year. Could you cap faster? Sure. If you're using it for a competitive nature, I completely appreciate that. But as business people, if we could just say January 1st to December 31st, and not be worried about what's going to close before you cap and after you cap. And oh my God, that could have been 100%. Everything that closes after you cap is wood for next year's fire. And that's good news too. There's not a person in real estate that has a better opportunity than you. And if your opportunity currently feels untapped, if your opportunity feels elusive to you right now, if your opportunity is confusing to you right now and you're not quite sure how it's going to manifest, all I can ask you as your coach and your friend is, are you connecting with enough people? Cody Gibson said just about a year ago at an event in Quincy, we're going to win in this industry. We're going to win through AI by being more human with more humans more often. How will you connect today? Who will you connect with today? And how will you make them feel? That is the change. That is the differentiator. That is what allows you to get your unfair share of the 4.1 million transactions that will take place in the United States in 2026. I trust your goal. I trust the amount of families you want to help fits inside that number. So let's figure out for you what needs to happen to make you feel significant and impactful. Success is derived through income. Significance is derived through impact. I want you to have both, but I only want you to focus on one. And I think you know what that is. If I can help, let me know. It is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face at meetwithcoach.com. Enjoy the weather. We'll see you in and around the market center and the internet. Take care.